At just 16 years old, Queensland teen Jessica Watson accomplished the unimaginable, becoming the youngest person ever to sail solo around the world.
Now, 15 years later, Jess is joining forces with Aussie fashion brand Oroton. She is set to take part in this year's Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race.
The Hobart's so special. It's so iconically Australian. I actually said after last year I wasn't going to do it again. I'd had enough. That was really, really tough. But there's just absolutely no way you're not going to put your hand up and jump at an opportunity to do it on a boat like this. So leading up to the big race, we've got a couple of key training races, learning the boat, learning our roles, learning how we're all going to work together.
How's that distance?
I want to pull that through.
Yeah,
you're right to run it.
Really getting our heads into the big race, really.
Thanks for coming out today. Just basically to get sort of ourselves warmed up and introduced. We've got a few new people on the boat and a few people who aren't new but sort of racing with us for the first time.
Yeah, we're probably like 30 seconds to attack, I reckon. Okay, you ready for a test time?
A lot of good energy about the crew. I think we're going to have fun. Yeah, just a total mix of incredible sailors and personalities as well.
Couple of dolphins playing on the bow.
Start of the 2024 Sydney to Hobart now just a little more than 24 hours away. Crews are flat out making sure they are well prepared for the boat-breaking conditions.
Race day! So ready to go at the club, as you expect. Lots of atmosphere and slight chaos down here. Everyone's wandering around, seeing everyone off. Incredible day, very exciting, and slightly nervous.
So, here we are. 79th rendition of the Rolex Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race and Drumfire's 5th rendition of the Great Race. So we are coming in defending champions. We have a target on our back. We're no longer the hunters, we're the hunted. So we need to stay vigilant and no matter what happens out there, let's just support each other. We'll get over it. Everything can be gotten over and we can make up time further down the course. So don't get flustered. Let's leave the heads with high spirits.
Hey, how good this?
And they're off. Full speed ahead in the 79th Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race.
We got a perfect Boxing Day summer nor'easter coming in between 15 and 18 knots. We tacked and we crossed our entire division. By the time we left Sydney Heads, we were well into the top half of the fleet and closing in.
You're doing good here, Phil. I've got good pressure there now.
We set a spinnaker and the northeasterly built behind us. It went from 18 to 22 knots, from 22 knots to 28 knots, then we started seeing 35 to 40 knots. It was getting stronger and stronger. The conditions became really awkward and pretty dangerous.
Yesterday morning, crew members were warned as they passed through Sydney Heads of the gale force winds they'd face, challenging conditions in what is known as one of the toughest open water races in the world.
Oh my goodness, wow.
And it was later that night that we got the Mayday calls coming over the radio.
SG249, SG1429, this is Marine Rescue Eden.
We knew it was bad, but we didn't realise it was that bad.
So you're all aware of this terrible tragedy that has occurred where we've lost 2 crew members. The whole of the sailing community is saddened by this. It's a closely knit community, and so they will be feeling this very strongly.
You haven't really processed night one and those couple of fatalities yet. I think sort of out here, you're sort of just concentrating on what you're doing still. So I think it'll take a little while to sink in. But yeah, really, really confronting. Like, yeah, listening to those calls come through. I don't think I'd ever heard of Mayday on the radio. So to hear, a couple of them one night, it's just, it's completely shocking. Bit of a rough night, actually. There's a lot going on. Got through the night unscathed, which is good. Still got all our sails in one piece, so with some luck we can use them again later in the race.
Drumfire didn't make it through totally unscathed though. After experiencing broaches the previous night, our generator was compromised.
I don't know how, it's blown some sort of a seal and it's leaked all of its oil.
Without the generator, there's no power for the winches or communications equipment, and without that, we couldn't keep sailing. After 6 long hours...
All fixed, and we're not retiring from the race, we're back on.
Cloud banks started building up, and we knew the southwesterly change was coming.
Brake gear on, fronts come through, the temperature has dropped.
It was going to be a long, hard, fast straight crossing. Luckily, those sort of conditions really are Oroton Drumfire's sweet spot, and we started clawing back a whole lot of places towards the front of the pack. That's until we hit the Tasman coast, and the inevitable lull. All those hard-fought places started to slip away.
We're just going nowhere. In fact, we're actually, for a moment there, we were doing not the wrong way. It's not great. So up until this point, things were going pretty well. Very well, I think. We were leading PHS, but we knew this trough was coming. We didn't know it was going to be quite this windless, but hopefully it doesn't last too much.
Well, we're about 8 miles to the east of Tasman Island.
Bit of a change from early hours this morning.
Yeah, we're making good time. Our nearest competitor is about 37 miles behind us and going a bit slower, so that's good news for us.
By the time we got to the Derwent River, we were back in front, but by no means was our race over. We knew we'd be battling really light conditions again, not good in a big, solid boat like this one. But with Jane at the helm and great tactics from Lockie, Nick and the whole crew, we were able to pick our way through the wind shifts and light sections. After a gruelling race, getting to that finish line was an amazing feeling. And we defended that title. The teamwork, all the trials, the triumph, and the tragedy. It was quite a race. I definitely won't be forgetting this one.